Now, on this week's edition of Meet the Farmer, we visited Babylonstoren, where we met the master gardener, Gundula Deutschlander, as she chats to us about their fresh fruiting offerings, And of course, we're also going to be finding out more about their seasonal harvest boxes. Check this out.
I'm here at the breathtaking Babylonstoren farm, and might I say it is a sight for sore eyes. The views are absolutely amazing, and those smells coming from the garden are exactly the reason why I'm here today. I'll be meeting with the Babylonstoren master gardener, Gundula Deutschlander, as she takes us through what exactly goes into their seasonal harvest box. Gundula, I see you're already hard at work so early in the morning, and you've got something in your hands I'm not too familiar with. Are you picking for your harvest box?
Hi Jimmy, yes. We have a seasonal harvest box that really changes with the seasons, and we're delighted with autumn weather. We've got cooler evenings, which means that all these Asian vegetables, Chinese cabbage, pak choy, tatsui, we can harvest these now.
I think I also want to get my hands dirty. Can I get one of them out of the ground as well?
Yeah, so this one feels good. Just give it a nice twist. Hold it tight.
All right.
And twist.
Twist.
Yes.
Oh. This is such a beautiful cabbage. How would you actually eat this?
So it's really that central bit that hasn't seen so much sunlight. That's sweeter.
Oh, okay.
And that's crunchy and delicious.
It is. It actually feels so heavy.
It is.
All right, then what else goes into this harvest box that we're about to make?
So with the autumn weather and the cooler nights, we've got tatsui and pak choy. They all grow really well now. The end of summer allows us to have brinjal, so I'd like to take you there.
All right, let's go then.
Okay.
Oh my word, Gundula, just look at that beautiful brinjal. I guess because I've never really seen it on the plant and seen it flowering, I'm so used to just seeing it in the, in the shops, and it's already been stemmed.
It's like a real jewel hanging there. And you notice how beautiful these flowers are.
And they're also very purple, this similar color to the brinjal itself.
Yeah. Few people realize that you need the flower to produce the fruit and to see this whole cycle here.
And how many other veggies do you actually get to grow in this time of the year?
We're harvesting things we've been planting a few months earlier.
Okay.
So with the change of season, we're planting things now that we'll be able to harvest in coming winter.
Everything looks so plush and green. How do you get them to grow so beautifully?
The secret's really in the soil. So we've really taken so much care of the microorganisms in the soil, composting, fertilizing, but all organic, and really building up this diversity of good soil health that produces a decent, healthy plant.
And is it true that this place used to be a rubbish dump before?
Farmer didn't want to touch this piece of land, so we as gardeners, we like our challenges. We've got magic wands, and it's really been about taking care of this foundation of the soil. So these are the prickly pears.
Okay.
They're quite dangerous, but you can see all these spikes. So they're definitely in season now, and we de-thorn them. We've got special tricks of using ice cold water.
Oh, wow.
And then the thorns are released, so they're nice and safe when they get to your doorstep. But we've actually been juicing them, and they make the most delicious juice. I like how the seeds bring a kind of a nutty flavor to the juice. It really tastes fresh, prickly pear.
And that's the pear specifically. Would I also be able to eat the leaves, perhaps?
Yeah, we see these don't have any thorns, so they're much easier to eat and to handle. So when they're about hand size, we'd actually just rub them a bit, chop them up, stir fry them. Very nice, kind of with tacos and Mexican food.
Okay.
That's ideal.
I know this is a fruit tree, but this looks so much like a tomato to me.
It is a fruit. It's a persimmon. Very, very sweet, and got this lovely smooth texture.
I've tried eating persimmon, but for me it was too overripe, and I actually decided it's not for me.
Okay, well, here we're picking them when they're quite crisp, and you can actually slice them like an apple. You could have it even with your salad because it's so versatile. But I love them when they're actually mature and they become gooey, and the Afrikaans word for them is snotappel. So it's like I can eat more because I love this goo and nobody else wants to eat it. But that's the old-fashioned way of how they would mature, and they really almost glow this beautiful orange, and it's about the texture. So this is our harvest box. You can see the Chinese cabbage I picked this morning, and the Asian greens, the brinjal, got our beautiful pomegranates, and your persimmons, prickly pears, a few other vegetables here, and it's really super fresh.
And I could order one of these boxes off of your website?
Correct, yes. During lockdown, people couldn't come to our farm, and so Babylonstoren can now be brought right to your doorstep. It really links into that farm to fork concept, so it's super fresh, it's really abundant of the season, and people can feel really healthy about it.
There may be some sweet treats in this box, but I know they make something even sweeter on the farm.
Here at Babylonstoren, we've got over 40 hives. Bees not only make this delicious honey for us, but also responsible for a lot of the pollination of our fruits, veggies, and seeds. Bees actually have got a very fantastic sense of smell. So they can go towards these flowers. They also see them through the colors. So especially blue flowers or purple flowers, also yellow and white. Once they visit those flowers, they collect the pollen nectar. They will go back to the hives. They call it a waggle dance. So that basically gives this communication with the rest of the other foraging bees to tell exactly where's that spot to collect those pollen and nectar, what direction, how far with respect to the hive, and then you'll see them flying back and forth towards that spot and to the hive. So at home you can also help bees by plant bee-friendly plants, things like lavender, sage, those are fantastic bee food. Also basil, which is fantastic for bees. We also make a combination of wildflower honey. I also call it urban honey or multiflora. So that consists nectar of various flowers and combined into a delicious honey which got a unique taste. I mean, you can taste the difference between eucalyptus honey and citrus honey, and obviously also multiflora honey.
Hello, Chef. So many beautiful and vibrant colors. I've learned how all of this is grown, and now I get to eat it. Chef, over to you.
Yeah, so we focused mainly on our box, our seasonal harvest box, and we've used some of the vegetables that's in season now and in the box, and we're going to highlight them as a main component of a dish. We're going to show that no proteins need to be added, and we've added some of our farm ingredients like honey and our fresh fruit, pomegranates, lemons, fresh herbs, things like that. So first things first, we're going to dress it with a little bit of olive oil, season it with some Maldon salt, and then just for some acidity and freshness, grate over some fresh lemon. So after the yogurt, we're going to follow up with our persimmon dressing that's been made with our macadamia nuts from the farm and persimmons that are perfectly in season now and ripe. So that's going to bring a little bit of texture and a little bit of acidity to the dish. For a little bit of sweetness, there's a touch of honey added.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to trying that persimmon with the fresh honey from the farm. I love how you can do so many great things with cauliflower. You've tried it. I know I enjoy it as a puree.
So the great part of a dish like this is it is centered around really good seasonal vegetables, and if they are as good as this, it's really not necessary to add any proteins. You can just simply cook it and let the vegetable speak for itself. We're going to finish the dish with some fresh Chinese cabbage just to add some texture, and some really good olive oil from our farm, and that, in my opinion, is the perfect autumn lunch. Just to summarize the dish, it is charred cauliflower with some grilled leeks, jalapeno yogurt, and we made a light dressing with some macadamia nuts and persimmon with some of our farm local honey in, and we've just dressed it with some flowers and leaves that's in season at the moment.
Well, thank you for sharing this beautiful dish with me, Chef. There's one thing left for me to do, and that's for me to dig in. Chef, that was absolutely delicious.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. It was my absolute pleasure.
Well, that's definitely sparked a couple of ideas that I'm taking back to the studio with me. But how's about one more bite?
Very nice, Dumi. I see what you did there, girl. Well, hopefully you definitely learned a lot more, because we're going to be finding out and putting your skills to the test very shortly. But on social media, we've got winter fruits on the menu today. But what's your favorite thing about winter? Don't forget to use that hashtag Afternoon Express in all of your comments.